Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, we're gonna be recapping all of the top teams now that we've had the Thalassa SYLVAN squad out for a couple of hours on the global server. People have tried a lot of teams and I want to show you all of the different options depending on which heroes you have. Okay, now I'm gonna lead it off with the top performing no Lenya team. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of RNG in the SYLVAN squad boss, and so like this was a 91 billion damage score I got, but it could have easily gotten up to 100 billion with better luck. So this is a really good team, basically the best team for you to run if you don't have Lenya. Here's going to be the team formation. We're going to be going through a lot of different teams, so we're not going to be watching any replays in this video. And for team number 2, this is going to be the formation. To quickly recap the charms, the Swift charms onto Prissa. Brian, I have him on a broken set, but ideally Eagle charms are what people are liking the most for him to survive better. Damian, I mean, I don't think Damian's charms really matter that much. He's just here to heal your team. Lily May is going to be on Sorcery Charms. Lyca ideally onto Mystic Charms. Florabelle on Gale Charms. Yeah, okay. This account doesn't have the good charms. Mystic Charms onto Rainier, and then Eironn onto the Recovery Charms. And this is probably a reason why I'm not able to get a top score for today, like compared to other people. But we still got 103 billion damage here. So this is the best no Lenya team, and it is really good, basically. It's very competitive. Now, when we talk about the overall top performing teams, the ones which are actually doing the best for people is this one. Even though it is not working out well on my account at all, I think it might have to do with the fact that I don't have the charms onto Lyca, for example. But people, there was someone who's got 108 billion damage score, 0 got that today using this team formation. And that is the highest I've seen up until now. And again, it's going to be the same charms. You're going to want to have Prissa on the Swift charms and Lyca on the Mystic charms. Some people are running Prissa on Sorcery charms, so if you get them first, you can run it. But I think overall Swift are doing better. Butcher onto Lenya. And then team number 2 is this one we talked about from the Pioneer server. Eironn can be on Mystic or Cheetah charms. It's up to you. Brian should be on the Eagle charms. Lily May on the Sorcery Charm. So this is the overall top performing team with Lyca on it, on the buff tile. However, the team which got one of the highest scores for me is going to be okay, not this one. That is a secret. We're going to cover that one later. But one of the first teams that I ran, 102 billion, and actually did get 103 billion as well. And this team, this was the team which was the one that got the top score on the Pioneer server. But again, it comes a bit down to the RNG, right? Also, you'll notice all of the first teams are running Tide Crossfell because that is going to reduce the attack of the boss, and that allows your team to survive a bit better because there are a lot of survival issues in the SYLVAN squad of Thalassa. So here we have this team formation. The charms are going to be the same, but Florabelle should be on the Gale charms if you are running her. And for team number 2, it is the same team number 2. And like we said, we have covered pretty much all of the charms. This is going to be the best team that you can try, and you can try the Florabelle here or Lyca here. Basically, Lyca on the buff tile or Florabelle on the buff tile and see which one does better. If you don't have Florabelle built, then of course it's an easy solution. You just have to run Lyca instead. Okay, now here is the funny team, and I need to show this because it is actually the team that got the top score for me, the Dionel team. We got 103 billion damage, 103.6 billion damage with Dionel. Now, of course, this is not our top performing team because even like I mentioned to you guys, there's a team that got 108 billion, obviously not using Dionel. However, this is a fun team, and it does do well, and it did get, like, it basically tied my Florabelle team damage. And it has Rainier in front of the Dionel with the Tide Crossfell. And I mean, I could have probably even improved it if the Lyca actually had good charms. But on this account, the Lyca doesn't have good charms. If you're going to run this team, you have Sorcery Charms onto Dionel, I think, because those were the best for PvP. But yeah, I mean, not enough people are running this to know for sure what are the best charms. And then here is that team number 2. And yeah, the same team number 2 we have seen many times up until now. Okay, now there is another team, which I mean, I probably don't ever recommend, but it was interesting that it ended up getting a really good, look at this, 96 billion damage with Kafra. That is crazy. And okay, maybe it wouldn't work, like, so the Kafra hardly does anything, right? I don't fully understand what is going on with this team. Like, our Florabelle ends up dealing more damage than before, and she doesn't have a good charm set. And Prissa is just blowing out, like, doing so much damage. It could be that the Team 2 kind of carried in this round. Like, the Team 2 did do really well in this round, but still, the Team 1 is not doing bad either. And this is with Kafra. Now, Kafra has some debuffs, very minor debuffs in his kit. I don't think like that was the reason. I don't know. But basically, it is the same team formation with Lenya, but it's like the Lenya you have at home, you know, is Kafra. So Kafra is going to be position swapped into the front. And this team, the fact that it got 96 billion is pretty crazy. But it did get 90 billion before that for me. So like there's a RNG. And this boss is very RNG heavy. So you might have to run things multiple times. But what I would do is I would try if you have the heroes built for these different teams, I would try each one of these teams 2 or 3 times each, and then you can just go all in and on whichever teams were getting the highest scores and try to get your top score, because there's a lot of RNG. Like sometimes the team can swing from 95 up to 105, like, you know, 10 billion damage swings, and sometimes just 5 billion damage swings, but you're gonna have to try multiple times basically. Okay, here's another team that was that actually did really well, 100 billion damage, and it was with the Great Sword spell on team number 1. And oh yeah, I'm really glad we mentioned this. This is a really important team as well, and I think this was the team concept I was thinking would do well, because you get Lenya on the buff tile, Prissa on the buff tile. Basically, your hardest 2 damage dealers are on the buff tile, and because I felt like it was a waste to have Lenya off the buff tile, because if you don't know, guys, if your hero is on the buff tile, it deals 40% bonus damage to the Thalassa boss. And so having Lenya on that would be great, and that is how this team is actually built around that. And Lenya's attack charms onto the Rainier's attack charms onto the Lenya, Haywen to heal the team, Great Sword spell, and I guess because of the Great Sword spell, Prissa is not dealing as much damage. Yeah, Prissa doesn't end up dealing nearly as much damage as in the other comps you've seen, but yeah, this is still a great team. The fact that it is competing for almost the top ranking scores that I'm able to hit on this account proves the fact that it is a good team. But the team number 2, basically, this is an optimal team number 2. However, if you're having issues with it, you can run Damian instead of Eironn. Even in this exact same team, replace Eironn for Damian, and your team will survive better, even with the Lily May and Brian. But we did show you another team version. If you're running Prissa on team 2, you can have Damian, Prissa, and I believe it was Brian, right? Where did I do that team run? I think that was that was when we had Lily May in team number 1, which is the good team option if you don't have, for example, Lenya. A good team option for you. But Kafra also is not a terrible option either. But this team overall is more recommended, but it does have Florabelle, right? So yeah, maybe people don't have Florabelle built. But anyway, guys, I hope this video was helpful, and good luck putting together a good team out of all of these options. I just wanted to briefly update you on what the current state is of all the top performing teams and the top performing charms. So hopefully you can just put together one of these teams and they're going to work out for you. This covers all of the top teams currently out, or basically that have been shared by people. Maybe there are other teams people are keeping secret right now, but I think this is it, because like we mentioned, that one of these teams with the Lyca on the buff tile, it got 108 billion damage, and that is, I have not seen any score higher than that. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you are able to get a good score in today's Thalassa SYLVAN squad, and then tomorrow we have the Aurora squad, and then we have had a full rotation of the 4, and then maybe we'll do like a recap video of the top teams or charms or anything like that. But thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.